As you watch this video, a perfect storm is hitting the global auto industry. Ford, Chevrolet, Toyota, Nissan and Volkswagen are closing factories around the world, facing the worst crisis in their history and leaving thousands of workers jobless. What's happening goes beyond a simple drop in sales. Environmental regulations, high costs, and new competitors are killing the industry as we know it. In this video, I will reveal exactly what this transformation means for you and how it will directly impact the choices, prices, and availability of your next vehicle purchase. If you're liking the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos. Let's continue. Have you wondered why there's suddenly so much news about car factories closing? It's not a coincidence, and these aren't isolated cases. What we're seeing is a systemic crisis that's shaking the foundation of the car industry like never before. The current situation is alarming. The auto industry is collapsing. So far in 2024, we've already seen over 20,000 layoffs across the entire sector. These aren't simple adjustments like companies want us to believe. We are facing a radical transformation of the automotive landscape. Ford is facing devastating losses of $5.5 billion just in its electric vehicle division. Imagine losing that much money on what was supposed to be the future of your business. This situation isn't unique to Ford, but rather reflects a much bigger problem. Car companies are stuck between costly investments in new technology and shrinking profits. This crisis is spreading throughout the entire industry. General Motors has cut around 2,000 jobs as it struggles to stay afloat in this turbulent sea. Production costs have skyrocketed by 40% in the last 5 years, making car manufacturing a less and less profitable business. Think about it. If your costs increase by almost half in such a short time, but you can't raise prices at the same rate because you'd lose customers, what options are you left with? Volkswagen's case is particularly striking. The company is considering closing 3 factories in Germany, something unprecedented in its entire history. To grasp the severity, we're talking about a company that's a national symbol in a country where car manufacturing is a fundamental part of its identity. Stellantis, owner of brands like Chrysler, Jeep, and Fiat, has eliminated almost 4,000 jobs just in its American factories this year. This shows that the crisis doesn't discriminate by country or company size. Meanwhile, new car sales have stalled in key markets, creating a vicious cycle. Fewer sales generate less production, resulting in layoffs, which affect purchasing power and further reduce potential sales. We are witnessing what economists would call a perfect storm. On one hand, costs have skyrocketed due to inflation, supply chain disruptions, and the increase in raw material prices. On the other hand, sales are stagnant because we have less money to spend on new cars or prefer to wait for the economic situation to improve. And as if that weren't enough, car companies are under enormous pressure to invest billions in technologies that are currently not profitable, like electric vehicles. Although this transition is necessary for the future, it's draining the financial resources of companies at a time when they can least afford it. The result is devastating. Thousands of laid-off workers, closed production plants, and iconic brands struggling to survive in an increasingly hostile environment. The most worrying thing is that this seems to be just the beginning of a radical transformation that will affect millions of people around the world. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos. Let's continue. Behind this crisis lies an ultimatum that is dooming traditional car companies. In less than 11 years, selling a new gasoline-powered car will be illegal in Europe and large parts of the United States. The fines for not complying with these regulations are so astronomical that manufacturing conventional cars is no longer profitable, even though people still want them. Does it seem strange to you that Toyota is discontinuing the Corolla when it's still one of their best sellers? Or that Ford is abandoning popular models when they're still making money? This is pure survival in the face of an unprecedented rule change that's forcing a transformation in just 1 decade, when historically the car industry needs at least 20 years for changes of this magnitude. The European Union has set a definitive deadline, 2035. From that year onward, it will be completely illegal to sell new cars with combustion engines. This time, bomb is already exploding in slow motion because car companies need years to develop new models, and they are making decisions right now. This regulatory earthquake is also extending to the United States. California is leading a group of 17 states that represent almost 40% of the American car market with the same bans. New York, Massachusetts, Washington, all following the same path. The trap for brands is that they can't wait until 2035. Governments have created a deadly maze with interim targets and fines so high that it's more economical to close entire factories than to try to comply. Adapting an existing model to the new regulations can cost more than developing an electric car from scratch, forcing brands to abandon profitable models. China further complicates the landscape with a different but equally devastating approach: specific quotas for electric vehicles. To sell 100 cars in the world's largest market, a growing percentage must be electric, closing doors to those who cannot comply. Car companies are caught between a rock and a hard place. If they continue with combustion cars, they face fines that would make their business unviable. If they bet everything on electric, they lose money because the technology is not yet profitable and demand is insufficient. To put the problem in perspective, a typical European manufacturer could face fines of €95 for every gram of CO2 exceeded, multiplied by each vehicle sold. For a brand that sells 1 million cars, this means billions in penalties. With those figures, closing factories becomes the least painful option. The result is a cruel paradox. Popular and profitable cars are disappearing not because they don't sell, but because regulations make it impossible to continue manufacturing them. Iconic models with decades of history are becoming extinct by decree. Environmental concerns are valid, but the pace of transition is unsustainable. Governments are forcing an almost instantaneous radical change for an industry that normally takes decades to evolve. For us, the consumers, this means fewer choices, higher prices, and the disappearance of the cars we love. If you appreciate your current car, take good care of it. Its replacement may not exist in a few years or cost much more than you can imagine. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos. Let's continue. The Chinese threat: how new competitors are changing the game. While traditional brands are fighting to survive, a giant shadow looms from the east. Have you wondered why there are suddenly so many Chinese cars on our streets? What's happening is not just normal competition. It's a silent invasion that could be the final blow for the brands we've known all our lives. BYD has surpassed Tesla as the world's largest electric car manufacturer. This shift marks the beginning of an era where Chinese giants are redefining the global automotive industry. While Western brands are struggling under the weight of strict regulations and a shrinking economy, Chinese manufacturers are advancing rapidly. The situation is clear. BYD is launching models like the Shark truck, a hybrid vehicle almost identical to the Ford Ranger. The crucial difference lies in its advanced hybrid technology and a price that leaves the competition speechless. It's as if Ford woke up one morning to find its own design improved and sold at half the price. This strategy is calculated. Chinese manufacturers identify the most successful models on the market, replicate their design, improve their internal technology, and sell them at unbeatable prices. Chinese electric vehicles cost up to 30% less than their Western competitors, thanks to a powerful combination of factors. The Chinese government has invested over $800 million in subsidies between 2009 and 2023, representing approximately 18.8% of total electric vehicle sales in China. No Western manufacturer receives comparable support. Imagine two teams in the same game, but one with advantages that make fair competition impossible. In addition, Chinese manufacturers are moving faster in technology. Their batteries are more efficient, their propulsion systems are more sophisticated, and their manufacturing processes are designed specifically for electric vehicles from the ground up, not adapted as traditional brands do. Western governments have tried to protect their industries. The Trump administration imposed 100% tariffs on Chinese vehicles. But these measures only increase the price for the end consumer, pushing them towards more economical alternatives, even if those alternatives come with tariffs. The BYD Shark is specifically designed for markets where pickup trucks are in high demand, such as Latin America and Asia. It competes directly with established brands like Ford and Toyota, which have dominated these segments for decades. What is most worrying for traditional brands is that Chinese manufacturers not only compete on price, but also on performance. Their technological advances and lower manufacturing costs allow them to produce vehicles that often outperform traditional combustion engines, attracting consumers looking for efficiency and value. For traditional brands, the dilemma is devastating. If they lower their prices to compete, they lose money on every vehicle. If they maintain their current prices, they lose market share to Chinese competitors. It's a seemingly no-win trap. Can Western brands find a strategy to counter this threat? Or are we witnessing the beginning of the end for the automotive giants that have defined our culture for a century? In the next section, we will analyze the possible responses that traditional brands are formulating to survive this perfect storm. The survival strategies of traditional car brands. Faced with this seemingly impossible situation, is there really any hope for the brands we've known all our lives? While many predict their extinction, some legendary companies are implementing surprising strategies that could completely redefine the future of the car. Traditional brands have started down alternative paths that no one expected. Have you wondered how these strategies will affect the price of your next car or the resale value of the one you already have? Toyota, Mazda, and Subaru have just formed a revolutionary technological alliance to develop next-generation engines that will coexist with electric systems. This collaboration is reminiscent of the historic agreement between Japanese manufacturers in the 70s that transformed global quality standards. Now, their main focus is on hybrid and plug-in hybrid vehicles. This alliance is betting heavily on biofuels and e-fuels, synthetic fuels, to create carbon-neutral vehicles without abandoning internal combustion technology. Imagine how your monthly budget would change if you could keep your car for more years without worrying about environmental restrictions. Toyota is developing smaller, more efficient engines. Their new 1.5-liter engine will be 10% more compact than current ones, with the same power but using less fuel. A silent evolution of a technology that many considered obsolete. Mazda is exploring a different path, reviving the rotary engine. This compact design, capable of generating great power, could become the heart of their new hybrids. Its versatility to run on different fuels, including hydrogen, opens up possibilities beyond electrification. Have you thought about how this technology could solve your range needs without the charging times of a pure electric car? Ford has adjusted its strategy by delaying the launch of all-electric vehicles to focus on hybrid models. This pragmatic adaptation responds to what the market really demands. At the same time, they are developing a low-cost platform for electric vehicles that will hit the market around 2027, allowing them to compete with Tesla and Chinese manufacturers. This gradual transition could be exactly what the industry needs. Companies are evolving what they already master while preparing for a different future. The brands that survive will be those that find a balance between innovation and profitability, betting on a progressive transformation that maintains financial viability. The reality is that the road to cleaner transportation may be an evolution where different technologies coexist, from improved hybrids to pure electrics, including combustion vehicles with carbon-neutral fuels. How will these strategies influence your next purchase? Should you wait before switching to an electric vehicle or take advantage of improvements in hybrid technologies? These decisions will not only affect your wallet but also the future of brands that have defined the automotive industry for generations. The strategies we are seeing are direct responses to the challenges we mentioned before. Regulatory pressure, Chinese competition, and current technological limitations. Instead of giving up, traditional brands are using their experience to create solutions that could completely redefine our idea of the future of the car. The car industry is changing a lot. As car buyers, we need to change with it. What can you do? First, take good care of your car so it lasts longer. This will save you money when things are so uncertain. Second, think about getting a hybrid car. They're a good choice if you're not ready for a fully electric car. Third, if you might buy a car that's going to be discontinued soon, make sure you can still get parts for it. In the future, there won't be as many different kinds of cars, but the technology will be amazing. Cars will be more expensive, but we'll also see some really cool new things. Just like in nature, only the cars that can change will survive. Are you ready to change with the car world? If you're liking this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more videos.